Last time on QuestFest. The curtain fell on our dynamic duo's quest for the opera, but Declore wasn't ready for his bow. For now, though, we'll grant an intermission, because across the city a new flame flickers to life, eager to reach the bulwark. Will it be extinguished before it begins to burn? Let's find out on QuestFest. This session begins, and the four of you are in cells. The air smells of earth and rust, and it is stagnant. There is no rustling. The only sounds you hear are that of the occasional insects moving, rats chirping, and the sobs of occasional prisoners as they are brought back. We start focusing on a middle-aged man.
I was like, Brian, why are you looking at me first?
Laying on a small pallet. Richard, please describe your character.
In character?
In, out. Just describe your character. What do you look like?
Oh, let me find it. Oh, God. My name is Richard Sucker.
My name is Richard Sucker.
My name is Richard. My name is Richard Sucker. I'm a normal-ass dude, or so I was. Going through a divorce, really depressed. Was raised in a temple, becoming a cleric. Black hair, really pale skin, dark eyes, normal height, normal weight, 56.
And what's normal height and normal weight for a 56-year-old humanoid?
It's, according to Google, is 5'8" and 196 pounds for a male.
196 pounds, huh?
Average.
Okay.
Well, just shut up. That's so light.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I don't either.
We're done with D&D. Okay. Richard.
Wait, does everybody else know about what?
I mean, they do, but your characters don't.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't spoil it.
Spoilers.
Exactly.
Da-da-da.
Richard, you're in a cell, laying on your pallet. There is crying from the occupants next door. And the only significant feelings that you have are that you're hungry and you cannot reach out to your God. You do not feel his reassuring presence. What do you do?
Gee. Yeah. Hello? Is hello? Am I in jail? Who is crying? Do I need to start crying too? Okay, no one seems to be answering me.
Oh, jeez.
And this goes on for another 30 minutes at least.
Oh my God, you're playing Morty. Okay.
Richard has a panic attack.
When we're trying to set the the really dark
dungeon
dramatic
starts
setting.
out in jail.
We're gonna cut to anybody else first, and then cut her in next.
They all hear another person start crying.
Oh my god! So the scene shifts as Richard starts crying.
When is mealtime? Hello?
Brian's looking at me now.
Dun.
I am. I forgot your name for a second, Domenick, and I was like, "What is
Domenick?
Domenick?" Oh yeah.
Surprise!
My name is Domenick. Oh, my last name is LaRue. I do have a French accent. I don't.
I don't.
Not too late. You have to commit to it now.
Commit to the role.
All right.
I don't know if I can do hyper masculine French.
Hey,
That'd be really hard.
it's worth a shot. Don't. Actually.
I'm not doing it.
Let's
Do
not.
what
All
your
right.
voice is.
We cut to you. What are you doing in your cell?
I've already spoken to my patron and have sight now.
Yeah. You
Okay.
look around, and what you see flickers. You see what is, which is a cell that is dank and wet with mildew creeping up the sides. But you see another. A cell with a straw bed, with white marble walls and shining gold emblems laying across the side.
So I'm regaining. I'm sure right before this I was pretty fearful, but I'm a generally courageous person, so I fight my fear head on. But I'm notably confused as to, for the first time, seeing more than what it is, which is wild. Part of my gift from my patron that gave me my oath is that I can see because I no longer have eyes, but can see what is, what was, and what should be of everything. So I'm getting used to now, I guess, being able to see more than what is actually there, and hoping that I don't stub my toe on an invisible thing that shouldn't be there.
You hear nothing other than insects and rats.
And the sobs of two people now. I don't hear.
No sobs.
Okay.
Hello. Very far off.
Domenick LaRue is a 6'6", 285-pound blue dragonborn paladin. He's big, beefy tank of a guy. I guess, do I not have armor right now or any weapons or anything?
You have nothing but underclothes.
Okay. I would be normally sporting heavy armor, like chainmail, shield, and longsword. And the other thing of note is my bloodied blindfold over my eyes, or where my eyes used to be, because I was punished in my paladin duty, stripped of my paladin duty, for not seeing what was just, and my eyes were gouged out. We're getting edgy.
We open with a man and his crying. We did it, guys. We're the Ultimate Edge podcast. Good job.
Oh my god.
This is the dark one.
It's just, this is definitely the most dark. Okay.
Cool. Now we can go to Justin.
Now we fade in on Justin.
Hello, my name is Fargus, Fogflower. I am Firbolg. I was brought here because what I made with my hands and with my gift was used to kill. And I do not regret helping, because those without hands should still have the ability to hold their loved ones and to live a full life. But the hands I made were used to kill. And I accept that.
For those who do not know what a Furbolg looks like, would you describe yourself?
Absolutely. So Fargus is 7'10", very broad, oddly sized medium, but very broad.
Under 8 feet, man.
Under 8, just... And female Furbolgs, they just don't look at you if you're under 8 feet. But 7'10", about 310 pounds. Pale brown hair, longish, pulled back in a kind of half ponytail. Pale blue eyes, skin very gray with notes of blue, but also like red blush in places. He is around 50 years old, and you see him sitting on a cot, just kind of staring down at 2 nubs at the end of his arms. Ooh. Fully healed, but nubs nonetheless.
So we fade from Fargus looking at his hands, or where they used to be. And we fade in. Fatia.
Hello, I am Fatia. I am a very pale-skinned human. My eyes are blue. My age is 29. I am 145 pounds, and my height is 5'6". I highly believe in the Norse faith, and I am here because I am tired of all of this chaos that is happening. All of this needs to stop.
Fatia, as you mutter to yourself, and the people in the next cells are like, what the heck is she doing? No, I'm kidding.
I'm crazy. It's fine. I'm Irish and I'm crazy. It's fine.
I'm Deadpool. There is an audience and you don't know.
Is this girl describing herself to herself?
There's a fourth wall. There's an entity in my mind. It's fine.
Main character energy.
Way off in the distance. Hello? Sir, are you okay?
Fatia, we focus in here. You hear the sounds of men outside stomping back and forth. You are the most recent occupant to have been dropped off, and the guards are just leaving. As they do, you hear barks of laughter, and you hear a man crying next to you. The cell next to you. Quickly, and Richard, you hear this as well. You hear several footsteps as a door is opened, seemingly close to you, and the sobs stopped abruptly as you hear a thud and a wet squishing sound as something hits the wall between you and the next cell. Mm. Where are you sitting in your room?
How's the room set up? Is it like...
Very small. It's probably 100, maybe square feet. You have a cot, a small chamber pot, and then a door with a small window that is barred.
Is the cot close to the wall where the sounds have happened, or
Yeah,
is it on
you're
the opposite?
Right up against it.
Okay.
If you're on the cot.
Then, yeah, I would say that that's probably where I'd be.
Okay. Then you can see through the window a man in plate mail. You see just the chest and up profile with speckled salt and pepper hair and sharp, angular features walk by with a curling smile on his face. You recognize him as the same man that you had your argument with on the field, the one who brought you here. He is Paladin Marshal Thrums. Do you do anything?
The instinct is like to scream, like just be like, "Fucking arsehole! Quite a coward, aren't we? We're sitting here dealing with all this stuff where there's no one can fight you. We're sitting in these cells and you're just walking around like everything's fine."
Roll a d20. A perception check specifically.
21.
You hear the footsteps stop, turn, a step, and then a second pair of footsteps, and the muttering of several voices. And you can quietly make out what seems to be a light baritone. "Not worth it. She won't be a problem soon." And then you hear footsteps walk away.
Can I peek out of my window?
So, as though reading my mind, Teri, you see the same before described man walking by as though pacing away.
Okay. I'm like, hi, hello, why am I here?
Do you try to get their attention then?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh boy, I bet Richard Sucker is very persuasive. Well, I got a dirty 20, so.
Dirty 20.
Here we go.
Thus it begins. The rails, they're gone. You hear when you cry out, the footsteps stop, and you hear a thud as an open-fisted hand slams into your door and says, "You know why you're here."
I didn't. That's why I asked you. But okay, I could just sit down if you want. Do I get like a contact or something to tell them I'm here? Is that how it works? I've never done this before.
The only treatment you'll get is a steak, Mooner.
I mean, like a dinner, like steak. I am very hungry, actually.
You hear a pause as though confused.
Welcome to Brian's dark campaign. Dun, dun, dun. This is like a fillet or a sirloin.
Then a dragon flies in and eats Richard. You hear again, well, not again for you, but the light baritone muttering something, and Marshall seems to begin to walk away.
Okay, good talk.
Time passes. 2 hours go by, and nothing happens of note. LaRue, you feel a presence around you. A familiar feeling that you felt all the way until the day before yesterday. It is the presence of your previous god, a weighty heft sitting on your chest, pressing you for justice.
Feeling the presence of Udex.
You hear what sounds like a voice from far away, and you cannot make out the words, but it's a vibrato. You feel it more than hear anything, and it is pressing you to do something.
You dicks? What do you want me to do? What it's I get frustrated, I think, and slam my arm or my hands into the the door in front of me and scream, "What do you want me to do?"
Roll a strength check.
Damn it. It's a 6.
The door reverberates in place, but nothing happens. You feel the press against your chest further, increasing heavier. You feel like it is difficult to breathe.
Okay. I'll breathe. So I can't hear, but it's just a feeling. Could I hear him before, like addressing me directly? Okay.
Yes.
Why can't you talk to me? Why can't you talk to me? And I use my breath weapon on the door, just instinctively.
Okay. Roll damage.
That's 2d6. 3.
Oh no.
What kind of damage is it?
Lightning.
Okay. Electricity lights the door in blue-white sparks, and you can see the metal begin to heat. And outside, you hear men rushing to your door. Inside, you feel the presence begin to sink, but you're left with the feeling that what was said was not for you anymore.
Ooh, nice.
Your vision begins to blur. You see a door that is open and a door that is closed. And then you see no door at all. What do you do?
Is there some sort of check I can make to focus to see if I know what is real?
You can roll a perception check.
Yeah. Would I have some sort of an advantage because I literally just interacted with the door?
This time you don't.
Okay.
This is all unfamiliar.
10.
The door doesn't seem to be there.
Okay. So I think I instinctively go to close my. I'm gonna get over talking about how I'm getting used to not having eyes anymore at some point, but I have to establish it now.
Yeah.
I think I would instinctively close my eyes, take a big deep inhale through my nose, and try and center myself and hold true in my newfound faith and walk through the door that I don't think is there.
You pass through the doorway. And to your left and right, you see two spirits of light storming at you with dark black blades. And then you flick, and you see two paladins charging you with weapons drawn, shouting to get back into your cell, looking confused because the door is still closed behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Roll initiative.
Neat.
Fargus, you hear the sounds of a struggle. Probably down the hall, maybe 90 feet away. That's an oddly specific amount that you can guess.
He has his ear to the floor. Sounds like about 90 feet.
He's there running for
90 feet
2
to
paladins.
the left. Okay.
One favors the right foot.
Roll initiative.
Oh.
That's a hot 7.
Hot 7. All right.
I will note that AC without any armor on sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I went from a 19
You also
to an
can't
11.
smite without a weapon, so
I'm
Oh,
very
no.
squishy, I understand.
Yeah, my AC with my with my armor and my shield on is 19, and without any of it, it's 11.
Mine's a 10.
What was your, what'd you roll?
Also, what did I roll? 14.
Okay. So, the man approaching you, flickering back and forth between spirit to man dressed in plate mail, looks at you as they get closer and says, "It's the traitor." And they look at each other, and there's an acknowledgement. And they both draw their weapons and move towards lethal action. You move first.
I move first. Okay. First one that I see within range, I'm looking to, like, it's an unarmed strike. I'm looking to disarm.
Okay.
So just attack.
Yes. The attacker, you will make an attack roll contested by the target's strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a hell yes. First attack roll is a crit.
Yes.
So it's a 26 to hit.
With your first blow, you spin and knock the blade from his hand as it clatters to the ground.
Can it, since it's a 20, can I hit it out of his hand and grab it from midair as my interaction for the turn? Pretty please. If not, I'm just going to grab it off the ground.
Roll a dexterity check or a what's an appropriate skill here?
Dex, yeah.
It's got to be dex, I think.
That's 17.
I'll give it to you.
Hell yes. So I mean, like, I go and I think my unarmed strike is I, like, elbow his arm so that the blade comes up in the air, and I grab it out of the air. So that's my interaction for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I have his sword now.
You do.
Long sword?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're still otherwise undressed, of course, but
Yes. But that's 5 damage as well. That's my unarmed attack is straight up 5.
so this is the Dungeon
So
Master's
I don't
Guide.
get damage.
Yeah, it
Cool.
takes the
That's
damage.
totally fine. I
Makes
just
sense,
I
yeah.
have a sword.
You do have a sword. You straight up have a sword. That was absurd. You catch the sword, and you see them look unhesitantly to yourself as you move with a ferocity they didn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the second charge and attack. You don't see it. What you see instead is a spirit coming at you and swinging a weapon of dark. And it misses.
Okay.
I mean, he rolled a nat 4, so unless
Good.
you have a...
My AC right now, unclothed or
at
unarmored,
least
is
a
11.
10. Yeah, I was going to say so.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing us to Fargus. You hear a scuffle down the hall. You heard a man cry out, "Traitor," and then another growl. But I don't think you've said anything.
I've not.
Does it sound like someone's in trouble?
Yes. Although, ironically, probably not who you would expect it to be.
Fair enough. What's is it like it's a barred door, kind of classic jail setup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I able to, like,
You could look down the hall.
I was going to 7'10". Could I stick my head through the bars and kind of look down the hall?
Oh, you can absolutely, you can definitely get an angle to see what's going on.
Okay.
When you do, you see a blind man who has bandages covering his eyes that are bloody and red and ragged, dressed in nothing but his underclothes, wielding a longsword, holding it extended where he has just grabbed it, spinning to parry a blow from one of the paladins who are attacking with lethal ferocity.
Well, I don't know this kind of feels like an unfair fight. Maybe I should go down there and help.
So Fargus is going to kneel down and he's going to whisper into the lock on the door.
Ooh.
He's going to say,
My friend, you are doing a wonderful job. But if you could open for me, it would be much appreciated.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
I'm going to persuade the inanimate object.
That's awesome.
is this with advantage?
We'll have to talk. I may end up making these, since they are inanimate, not with advantage, but for now, yes, we're going
Okay.
to go with it.
I would really like if they were with advantage because I have a -1 to persuasion. No, something had to be a dump stat, and it was charisma.
Totally.
Okay, that is going to be a 10.
Okay. With a 10, you hear a groan as the metal begins to bend and open.
Thank you, my friend.
And I just shoulder it open.
Now, that will be your action, but you do still have a move action.
Okay. I think Fargus is just going to bellow and run down the hallway towards the towards the action as a 7'10" freight train.
Amazing.
Fatia. You hear a bellow from probably 90 feet to your left. Well, yeah, to your left. Richard, you hear a bellow probably like 80 feet to your left.
Okay.
The guards turn and see that a practical giant is running at them. Go ahead and roll a free intimidation check here.
Okay. That's also going to be -1 because that's charisma.
It
isn't
is.
Yep.
I mean, you are handless, so to be
It's
fair,
fair.
you're not a.
That's a 5. I think my voice cracks just a
Right,
little bit.
Right. You see the guard take a martial stance, leaning into his shield and pulling his sword, turning away from LaRue.
I
Whose
like
turn
that you
it
have
is.
now forgotten that my name is Domenick, but have remembered that my last name is LaRue.
I haven't forgotten your name is Domenick.
I like you for referring to me as LaRue. I like it.
Good, because
I think
that's
I would-
probably what
I mean, I'd be a person that would be used to being referred to by their last name.
Well, part of what it was is I was thinking you were probably Warden Maru when you were
Okay.
in the name. But it's your move.
All right. So I take my brief glance down at. Hopefully, I can see this hulking person running down the corridor now.
So you see a large figure running down the door, and flickering in your vision is a gentle giant with flowers growing at his feet and harmonies singing behind him.
With hands. Yeah, damn. All right. I think it like invigorates me a little bit. Like this, okay, maybe we might have a mutiny on our hands here. So I take the recently disarmed sword and attack the person I disarmed it from.
All right.
With it.
Roll.
Two-handed, because I don't have a shield. I should mention that all of my attacks will be intended for non-lethal damage, too, because
Okay.
I'm still above that. 15 to hit.
You unfortunately miss. You feel a weightiness behind your blows that you don't recognize, as though it would have hit for more had you hit. The paladin, whom you stole the blade from, attempts to return the favor. Roll an athletics check.
I'm good at those. A check or save?
Check.
Check.
Athletics check.
13.
You succeed. He attempts to bat the sword from you, reaching for it, but you're able to leverage your weight against him. The other guard charges at Fargus. And you hear him say, in a gruff bass, "Oh, good, I wanted to be the one to kill the hairy arms dealer." And he attacks. Does a 15 beat your armor class?
Handily.
Sorry. You hear a thunderous roar as he smites. That's 11 damage as he brings the blade down, crashing onto you. As he does, LaRue, you see that.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel uplifted. And you feel like you now have advantage on any strikes to hit either of these paladins.
Oh, hell
Nice.
yeah. So how far away is that one now?
You met in the middle, so about 45 feet from you, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it's not either of y'all's turns. Well, first off, you two roll initiative is actually what's happening, but Fargus, it is actually your turn.
I got a nat 20.
Nice. So you'll be at the top of the turn order coming into this.
Okay. I'm just gonna go for an unarmed strike.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I've got.
Yeah.
Which
An
one would
unarmed
be?
strike. Oh.
That is to hit. So that's a 12 to hit.
You don't hit, but you feel like you get to roll again with advantage.
Okay.
Or, well, this will be the advantage for the
Okay.
second roll.
That was it.
Dang. All right.
Yep. So I whiff on that. Only get one attack. So with my bonus action, I am going to hidden step, which is something I get to do once per day. I turn invisible until the start of my next turn. Or I attack, or I deal damage, or I force a saving throw. So
Do you attempt to move away?
yeah, I kind of leap back as I.
Okay. You do still get an attack of opportunity, but it's with disadvantage. And he does not hit you. I will have you know, though, he rolled a 19 and a 2. So he almost did.
Yeah.
What did you roll, Brian?
19.
Okay, so it'll actually be Richard. You hear conflict coming down from the side, and you heard the comment about the hairy arms dealer. And before you, your door disappears.
Oh,
What do you do?
neat. And they're 80 feet away, you said?
If you poke your head out.
Yeah. If I go. Let me look at my spells real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna run my 30 feet closer down the hall and cast Shield of Faith on the big man with no hands.
Okay.
Well, I'm invisible.
Oh, well then I'll cast it on the other one.
I appreciate it. Just
Thank you. I have no physical shield.
I'm just gonna run up and be like, Hi, my name's Richard Sucker. I don't really know what's going on here, but these guys look like they're giving you a hell of a time.
Fighting now.
Okay. Can I run back to my... No, I can't. I ran 30 feet. Damn it.
Fatia. You hear conflict roughly 90 feet away. You're also oddly good with measurements.
All of a sudden, I feel my Irish people are telling me.
You hear a voice settle high, but powerful, full. Can I ask your aid?
Who's asking?
You don't know.
voice.
A voice.
It's not one of the people. Okay.
It's just a voice.
Okay.
My chosen requires help. And the door dissipates in front of you.
That's new. Who's your chosen?
Do you walk out or do you stay?
I'll walk out.
When you turn the corner, you see a man in front of you, dressed in robes, with thinning, right, brown hair?
It's black hair.
Dang it,
but
thinning
yeah.
black hair. Further down the hall, you see a light.
Shining down on the main character.
Who is invisible.
I was going to say, so you hope, Cameron. You don't even know, never mind. We've been talking.
I haven't even written half my backstory yet. It's fine.
And you're the main character?
It's an ensemble party, guys.
Actually, it is I, Richard Sucker.
Cool.
I should have denied that name. Bon Bon joined us for a moment.
Sorry.
The light dissipates, and you see a blue dragonborn fighting with the two paladins of Bastion.
That's your chosen one? The blue dragon thing? Oh, all right. What? Is there anything else you want to ask of me? Are you here anymore? Am I talking to myself? What is going on?
You hear no reply.
Oh, great. I'm crazy. Okay. I run closer. How far can I go?
30 feet.
30 feet. All right. I'll run up to 30 feet and then cast Vicious Mockery.
You don't know what the range of that is. You are 60 feet away. So just double check to make sure that's within.
It's 60 feet.
Perfect. You are right on it. You'll be attacking the one that was attacking him, but currently is attacking no one because he is invisible. Roll.
But I can see him.
Yeah, no, he's invisible.
Right.
Fargus, not the paladin. The paladin you can see, and you're casting Vicious Mockery on. What does it do?
1d4 physics or psychic damage.
I actually more meant literally. I don't. Is it a save or is it an attack roll? The answer to that question is, I think it's a save. That's why I was asking. Yep, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
You could also yell out the mockery at him.
Oh, I was just waiting for my permission.
It fails. So
What fails?
it's save.
Okay.
So you get to roll your 1d4, and it will have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
It's a 1.
You
Excellent.
do 1 damage. Do you say anything with your string of insults?
Feckin' idiots can't fucking figure out who they want to pick on. They always go after the damaged ones. We can't ever just be peaceful about anything. We just always have to fight. Okay, I see how it is.
You see the paladin step back as though hit by some energy. And then it is LaRue's turn.
All right. So I feel emboldened with this advantage I get now. And it go to attack on the unarmed one now. 18 to hit.
You succeed.
And I'm going to probably use a Divine Smite.
Nice.
Just because I can. So that's going to be a D10 and 2 D8s. It's 24 damage.
Add 2 more d8s.
2 more? Holy crap. How much did I say the first time?
24.
24. 31.
So in a blaze of light, your sword, well, not your sword, but the blade is engulfed in a shining white light that as it hits the paladin's plate mail, explodes, and the symbols on their chest melt away. And the paladin collapses to his knees and falls forward. Not dead, but unconscious. The other...
I'm going to take my movement to move toward the next one.
Okay.
But I'm going to, for a second, I'm like, wow, my lady, you have quite a bit more juice than than my previous patron. And I point the sword now toward the next one and run my 30 feet.
That'll put you basically on 15 feet away. The other, no longer seeing Fargus, rolls swinging wildly where you were, but missing Fargus. It is your move.
Okay. So at this point, I'm going to be coming out of invisibility.
Yes.
But I would like to be running toward... Would I know where the armory is? Like where the kind of the prisoners' lockers would be?
You're not sure. When you came in, you were blindfolded. So to you, this is a maze. You have a sense of how you came in, but you don't know where necessarily the armory would be. You might be able to predict where the exit is if you roll to see if you could remember due to your connection to the city. But offhand, you're not sure.
Okay. I think I'm just going to have to try another unarmed strike against the... Gonna have to try another unarmed strike, I think.
Okay.
That is an 8.
That does not hit,
Okay.
but you have advantage.
Okay. You know what? You haven't been behaving. There we go. That is an 18.
That does hit.
Okay, and that's just 2 damage.
It is indeed. But hey, it's 2 damage.
Yes.
Succeeding in your hit, you basically disorient them as it moves back to the top of the turn order.
Quick question, though. Real quick, what are the guards holding as far as weapons? Like, are they magical?
Longsword and a buckler. You're not sure if they're magical.
Okay. Okay, I'll just keep that in mind then.
I'm just gonna yell down the hall, be like, "Hi, I don't really know who the good guys are anymore. I'm pretty sure the paladins are supposed to be the good guys, but you also look like a paladin, and like everybody's fighting, and I'm very confused. Should I just go back to my cell, or I could just go back and take a nap.
If you can fight, it would be appreciated.
Fight? Yeah. Okay, sure. So I gotta look at my spells, you know? I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere and send it at the bad paladin.
All right. You summon a flaming spear, which appears at the paladin's feet.
And it's a dex save.
Thank you. I assume that you are putting this not beside Fargus, who is currently fighting him.
Yes. Can I see him?
Yeah, he is visible
Oh, okay.
again. Hey, he fails his dex save.
Wow.
Well, I assume. What's your save?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? 13, I think.
He still fails. Only
Cool.
13. I guess you're worth.
I'm not a great cleric.
What's your wisdom mod?
It's 3.
Okay, that's not bad. I think I'm just getting too used to being high level and having like a 16.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Do I roll dice? You roll dice?
You roll dice.
I roll dice.
You'll
Okay.
do the damage.
Okay, just checking. I don't do a magic. It's. Sorry. Do I add my spell mod to it?
No,
Okay. 7 damage.
unless you have a special thing for that. But cool. It rams into him, and you see his cloak erupt in flame, and he pats it out as he burns. Fatia,
Am I closer now?
they are 60 feet away from you.
I continue to run forward.
You're 30 feet away now.
I'm just like, oh, hi, I didn't even see you there. You're behind me.
You literally bump past her, past Richard.
Pardon me, old man.
I'm only 56.
Pardon me, kind sir.
Larue's over here like, please focus on fighting hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna do suggestion. And I'm going to suggest, hello Frank. I'm gonna suggest to the bad paladin that his wife has made dinner and would like for him to come home.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Suggestion is like a one word.
It's
Oh no,
it's
suggestion's
limited to a
not.
sentence.
Yeah,
It's
Suggestion is
a-
a stronger
Command
one,
is
yeah.
one word command. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 sentences at the most. And then it can't be something like, go kill yourself, because...
No, yeah. Any other harmless act?
But
that's
it's more of
problematic.
like, yeah, it's more like convincing somebody to give like a horse away or to like I said, your wife is calling you for dinner.
Just want to make sure. I couldn't remember if in this, I think it's a different one where it's Charm Person is the one where they get advantage on, yeah, okay, so this one they do not. It is still a wisdom save though. And the first of I didn't expect. He fails his wisdom save. So remember, you have to concentrate while he's doing this. He abruptly looks up from what he's doing. And he looks around. And I am taking, in the future, I would be more, you'll want to word it that he must go home for dinner.
Okay.
just as a...
I just figured since suggestion, it's
Yep.
suggestive, not
Totally.
telling.
Oh, no.
So
The only reason I say this is just because the implied, and thus how I honor the spell, is what's the implied.
Understood.
I only say the other part is because potentially listeners might not be listening for that. But that way I know that what you mean is that he's done with conflict. He must go home, kind of thing. So he sheathes his sword, and you see him, in a daze, begin to walk past Richard, well, in the direction of Richard, I should say, and towards the door. Do any of you do anything? It would be your move.
I take no action on him because, also, am I seeing Fatia?
So, before you see a young, here in quotation marks, 29 is young, we're all young, nobody's old yet, please God. 29, and feminine presenting?
oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Just realized that we didn't ask pronouns for these folk. Woman, dressed in robes, who has just cast a spell on the paladin. But you also see a woman clad in sharp black leather armor with 2 ravens on her shoulders and a thicket of moss and dirt. And then you see her, the young woman in rags.
Okay.
What does he see for me?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Soggy.
Fine.
This is... I'm so glad I gave you such a fun thing to play with.
I get to describe so much now.
Yeah.
While you're concentrating and the guard is leaving, you hear, "Thank you. You have done well, daughter of Odin." And it skims away.
Ooh.
Combat ends technically.
For now. Wow, that was quite the trick. I thought I was going to need to expel more energy than that. Hail, well met, everyone. I presume that the rest of you would also like to not be in prison.
That would be lovely.
I mean, I'm not really sure why I'm here, actually.
Sir, are you okay? Do you have a little bit of onset dementia?
I'm not okay, but I think mentally I'm all right.
Maybe they're just hungry. We'll get you some food.
I am, actually. Thank you.
I could hear your stomach earlier as I passed you.
We got a bard. We got a talker.
LaRue, you see a middle-aged man in robes, but you also see a figure clad in darkness with a string, or maybe a light, streaming off into the distance. And the figure's face flickers between light and dark, shining and shadow, sun and moon.
Interesting. Getting used to this. I point to my lack of eyes now. But it seems I still have spatial awareness, and it seems pleasantries will be in order later. We need to get out of here.
Did the paladins take your eyes?
Yes, they did.
I quickly check my body, make sure I have all my limbs.
Quick question. Have they, to my knowledge, have they ever taken eyes before?
You have... Roll a history check. You have an injury.
I do? Mm-hmm. What do I have? Oh, I know what I have, but what do I have?
I mean, do you show it?
I mean, I probably feel it.
It's not evident. It's underneath your robe, but...
Am I the only healthy one? Quote unquote.
It's up to you if you want to be like looking at it.
Where is it at?
Well, we didn't talk about that, but I assumed it was somewhere and I couldn't see it, so it's up to you.
It's an 8. Fargus is not rolling well.
Fargus's main skill is int too, so that's like kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it's like on my chest because that seems like kind of all right. I'm just gonna like open my robe and be like, oh wow, that's a new one.
So you expose.
Probably.
Okay.
Because I'm not the brightest.
All right, 2 things are happening then. So pause here. No, you are not familiar with the concept of somebody taking eyes. You can roll an insight check as well, because you know enough about how justice is distributed that you might be able to guess based on the actions.
15.
Somebody whose eyes were removed would be because they either saw something and didn't act in the pursuit of justice, or they have seen things that needed to be expunged. Richard pulls down his robe, and on his chest, everyone roll nature or arcana.
Should I also roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Both plus 0.
14 plus 5, 19.
12.
18.
24.
And thus was the end of Richard. You two immediately recognize the bite of a vampire. 2 fangs sunk into the chest. What is unusual is you see a pale outline around the wound that shimmers with a radiant light.
Does everybody see that? I just don't know that it's a vampire bite.
What'd you roll?
A 12.
You don't even know that you're a vampire yet?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, okay. So the paladins, they took your eyes. The paladins took your hands, and the paladins
Your hand?
bit me?
So a while ago. It's very common for my people, actually. I have not heard of them taking eyes before, though. That's new. Don't take this the wrong way, but that's getting added to the list, because if that's going to be recurring, I can fix that, but that wasn't on my to-do list, so...
They're not below doing anything.
Ma'am, do you have all your
Hardly.
limbs? I mean, looking at you, you seem like you're pretty okay.
Last time I checked, yes, everything's fine.
As I said before, I think pleasantries are in order later. I think we need to get out
I
of here.
agree.
There will be word to the rest of the paladin force.
If I could get my things, I would be a lot more useful, I think, to
Would you
everyone.
like me to help you?
Can I see now that he doesn't have hands?
Yes.
Okay. The armory.
What's the kind of like evidence locker or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
The arm.
What would that be called?
You would know where it is.
Right. That's why I'm asking. What would it be called?
It would be called the, when you have a quartermaster, they are in charge of the storeroom.
Yes, I believe those would have been put in the storeroom this way quickly, please.
So, you know that to get to the storeroom where all of the keepsakes of the inmates would be kept, would be to go, left or west from here. East would be the exit. Additionally, to the west is where the blood room is. The room of which punishment is handed out.
Would there be like a big line of people in there, or do they take them in one at a time?
They take them in one at a time, and they do it after a brief trial. It is a relatively slow and methodical process. So you're unlikely to encounter someone in there unless you're unlucky.
Okay. So I just quickest route to the storeroom.
Okay. So that'll be heading back towards, just to give an overview. You are currently underneath the city of Bastion. You are on the north side, near and built into the mountain. This is also sort of colloquially referred to as the Undercity. Here, as you exit east, will actually exit into one of the shanty towns that is comprised of the prisoners. To the west would enter into Bastion proper, as well as the Paladin's Fortress, where the Grand Marshal himself stays. You are heading towards the fortress, the Blood Room, and the Storeroom. To the east is freedom, but without anything. Do you all move west?
I mean, do we all know which is which, or are we just blindly following the blind paladin?
Depends on what they said. He said specifically.
We need to get our belongings. We'll be much more equipped to flee if we have all of our belongings, I'm sure. My armor class is significantly lower right now than it was.
I blindly follow the blind paladin.
Okay.
I'm still concentrating, so.
But you're cognizant.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like concentration. I must sit here.
No, concentrating. You can concentrate.
It means in like D&D terms, you can't cast another concentration spell, and if you take damage, then you have to roll a Constitution save in order to keep concentration.
Understood.
Specifically, think of it like breathing. You don't have to be focused on it all the time. Until now, we all are. And anyone listening to this podcast. So you begin to head west. The cells are distinctly empty. As you pass through, you do not hear the wails or the weeping that, well, at least LaRue is associated with.
Is this an odd sight for me to see no people in the cells?
Not completely, but nor is it normal. This few people could simply mean that it is a slower time. It is mid-spring, and thus now is typically associated with, unfortunately, criminal activity. But the cells seem light. As you pass through the first west door, or reach the first west door, it is large, metal, and gated, and locked. Did any of you, and I shouldn't give you this chance, but did you take any of the paladin's things from before? Or did you leave them lying there? Him.
All right. This would be a good retcon, because if I would have known that I needed keys, I would have taken the keys.
I figured that's why I was offering it.
Cool.
So, did you take anything else off him?
I think not.
Okay.
Just whatever I know I would need to gain access to, like, if it's a set of keys, then I would take the keys.
Are you still holding on to his sword?
Yeah, for now.
Anyone else want to take anything off him or search him?
Nope.
Nope, good.
Okay. You have the keys. Give me line order real quick.
I mean, I'll head off.
I'll probably be in the back.
Okay.
I'd probably be behind.
So,
Okay, yeah,
Got it.
third place.
you open the door. The door swings out, and behind it is a man dressed in fine clothes, but serving clothes. And he looks at you, and he seems to have an armful of things. I didn't expect that you would be here. And LaRue, you see a man dressed in fine clothes. And then a puppet with a face that is almost a mockery of a real face, and a string extending out from his head and running out to sight unseen.
Do I see who it actually, like, the physical being is? Do I recognize them? Would I recognize nobles?
It's not a noble. He's dressed in serving clothes. Behind, a second voice pipes up, a shriller, but still accented. Well, this makes it easier. As someone who could be a twin steps out.
Okay, and now I actually know who it is now. You decided to give them accents. That's cool.
Things have changed. You see also, again, a puppet with a string extended out, but flickering. And you see a young man and a young woman, probably in their young teens, with no strings, dressed in the clothes of young peasants.
And what are they carrying?
And their arms, as we flick back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
This is actually a rap podcast. They seem to have a variety of things in their arms. A ring of keys, several sets of clothing, and other assorted items. The male steps forward and says, "What are you doing here?"
Just getting our things. You shouldn't be here either. What?
They look at each other in this synchronized, almost quick snap left and right, and this says, "Well, this does make things easier. Are you LaRue?"
Yeah, yes. Who's asking?
And you are Fargus, yes?
How do you know me?
We know many things. He looks at the two of you. I know you. Your name is Richard. I think I saw your wife.
Oh, yeah? How is she? Did she have how is she?
Oh, she seemed to be doing very good. She was at this inn, and there was this guy. Big guy. Very large. Big muscles. Attractive. Maybe 30.
Oh, that's rough.
All right. Yeah, I'm Richard. How do you know my name? And my wife, and, how do you know my name?
We have a very good memory. We may have met. But I don't know you.
Good. Let's keep it that way.
I think we're on a pretty time-sensitive schedule here.
Trying to escape.
Yeah, you got it. Right on the nose. So are you helping with that or hurting?
Whoa. I suppose it depends on what you answer.
Okay, shoot.
Oh, we had come down hoping to ask you a favor in exchange for freeing you, but you seem to have done that part very well. Are you familiar with the name Declore?